Hello, friends. Today we're going to look at Paul McCartney, known in the old days as the cute Beatle. Welcome to One Sweet Dream, 60s and 70s. I'm Tony, and I love those days. Sir Paul McCartney was born on the 18th of June, 1942. He's an English singer, songwriter, and musician who gained global fame with the Beatles. Amazing. Born in Liverpool, McCartney taught himself piano, guitar, and songwriting as a teenager, having been influenced by his father, a jazz player. And he was influenced by rock and roll performers such as Little Richard and Buddy Holly. His father had a little jazz band in Liverpool called the Jimmy Mac. Was it the Jimmy Mac band? Jazz band? Jimmy Mac? Something like that. He began his career when he joined Lennon's skiffle group. Now, skiffle was not something in the United States. It wasn't called skiffle, but they did play something like it in the United States. It was sort of like when you see those old-fashioned people from the Appalachians when they played the jug and they played a bass that was nothing more than a broom handle attached to a drum, and they scratched on a washboard. That wasn't called skiffle in the U.S. I don't know what it was called, but my father actually had one of those basses. We're not from Tennessee. The Beatles evolved in 1960. That's what it says in Wikipedia. He was known as the cute Beatle. McCartney later immersed himself in the London avant-garde scene and played a key role in incorporating experimental sounds into the Beatles' studio productions, starting in 1967 with the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I'm hoping that motorcycle outside will stop zooming past our house. After the Beatles disbanded, he debuted as a solo artist with the 1970 album McCartney and went on to form the band Wings with his first wife, Linda, and Denny Lane. Under McCartney's leadership, Wings became one of the most successful bands of the 1970s. Oh, did I love it. Loved it. He co-wrote their US or UK number one hits such as My Love, Band on the Run, Listen to What the Man Said, Silly Love Songs, and Mull of Kintyre. He resumed his solo career in 1980 and has been touring as a solo artist since 1989. I saw him at the Chicago Stadium when he was doing his Wings Over America tour in 1976. And it was the very beginning of June of 76. My mother took me. It was very, very, very exciting. Apart from Wings, his UK or US number one hits include Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey, which was not a hit in the UK, you see. Coming up like a flower, Pipes of Peace, Ebony and Ivory with Stevie Wonder, Say, Say, Say with Michael Jackson. Oh yeah, that was in the 80s. Beyond music, he has been involved in projects to promote international charities related to animal rights. Love that. Seal hunting. Love it. Landmines. Vegetarianism. Poverty. And in his hometown of Liverpool, he's involved with his former school, and he's involved in music education there. Paul McCartney has written or co-written a record 32 songs that have topped the Billboard Hot 100. And as of 2009, he had sales of 25.5 million RIAA-certified units in the U.S. His honors include 2 inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of the Beatles in 1988, and again as a solo artist in 1999. Paul turned 83 years old a couple of weeks ago as of this video. Today is the 1st of July, 2025, and it's the hottest day of the year so far in England. His honors also include an Academy Award, a Primetime Emmy Award, 19 Grammy Awards, an appointment as a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, in 1965, and an appointment as a Knight Bachelor in 1997 for services to music. As of 2024, he is one of the wealthiest musicians in the world, with an estimated fortune of £1 billion. He was born on the 18th of June, 1942 at Walton Hospital in the Walton area of Liverpool, where his mother, Mary Patricia, had qualified to practice as a nurse. As a matter of fact, she was a midwife. Both of his parents were of Irish descent, hence McCartney, and he has a younger brother called Peter Michael, known as Mike. He has a younger stepsister, Ruth, born to his father Jim's second wife, Angie, during her first marriage. So, as far as I know, they don't have any communication. Something went wrong there. I really like Paul, and I'm not sure what went wrong, but it must have been, I'm going to say pretty bad, because he seems to be nothing but a nice guy. I don't live too far from him, from his big farm. My husband and I live fairly close to Paul McCartney's farm. We spy around by there once in a while, hoping we'll catch a glimpse. And we never have. I did see him in concert that one time, but I have not seen him outside of the Chicago Stadium. And about a mile from his farm, which is down here in East Sussex, England, where he raised his children, about a mile from there is also his studio on Hog Hill Mill. I'm sorry, it's called Hog Hill Mill. That's such a mouthful, I always get it wrong. It's a windmill, a very old windmill, and it's listed, which means it's very old and it can't be torn down. And he built, a long time ago, he built a studio onto it. And around the studio and around the windmill, there is a walking path, a public walking path. So my husband and I sometimes take the dog and we go around that walking path. Here comes the dog now. And we keep hoping to see him. Once in a while, we've seen lights in there. We've seen a car in the drive. But again, I haven't been able to see him outside of that one concert. I'm sorry, I did see him twice. I saw him in Liverpool on stage, of course, at a concert in 2018. In 2018, I went to see his concert in Liverpool, and it was December of 2018. I like this. It said, we, meaning he and John, had a rule: if we didn't have a song by lunchtime, we'd make some lunch and keep going. These people are driven. I got a kick out of this. Look where his eyes are. Paul Simon looks pretty happy too. I tried giving Paul a card when he got his knighthood. No. It wasn't a knighthood. What did he get 6 or 7 years ago? He got something else. And now I can't think of what it was. And I wanted to give him a congratulations card. So we drove over by the farm because he has a gatekeeper out in front of the long driveway. And let me get back to that long driveway too. The gatekeeper said, I'm sorry, I can't give it to him. He doesn't take any cards like that at all. I was really sad. I am thinking of painting some rocks and putting them by the studio. Put little Beatle haircuts on some rocks. You know how people paint rocks? He has a good reputation in the area here. There's some people that, to me personally, from my opinion, come off jealous of him. I don't think he's a show-off at all. At all. But then there's some people that feel like when his helicopter came in, and landed on the pad at his farm, that he was showing off and that. Well, he's got the money. He's got the room. The farm he has so much property down here. It's unbelievable. And some of the more, I'm going to say, go out on a limb and say snooty people, don't like the fact that he has fenced off a large portion of property in order to keep fox hunters from killing the foxes. It's probably something that he did while Linda was alive. And you can kind of get an idea of what property is his because there's fencing all around that area. One of his neighbors said that he sent one of his children to school for show and tell with a llama when he was raising his kids there in East Sussex at the farm. And she thought he was a big show-off, and I thought she was very envious myself. I didn't say anything because I liked her. She was my neighbor, and I liked her, so I didn't say anything. But she seemed very envious. I want to thank you for joining me today. I meant to put this up in June when he had his birthday. But I didn't get a chance. We had a death in the family. Please like, subscribe, and share with a Beatle friend. Dale me gusta, suscríbete y comparte con un amigo. Gracias. Hasta luego. And until we meet again, friends. Bye-bye.